island life, living on an island. Is it right for you? I had a few clients this week really ponder this question. It's something that we don't always think about, and this is nothing specific to Roatan. It's we're on an island, which means we're isolated from the mainland. What happens if we get stuck? What happens if there's a tropical storm like Tropical Storm Sarah that we just had? Well, we get stuck. Airplanes don't go. It's not safe. It was also not safe for boats to come and go. So it is a reality that we have to consider when thinking about moving to an island. It's any island or anywhere that can be kind of isolated, even Colorado in the mountains. Are you willing to live somewhere that you can get isolated? So it is just, some things to think about. I had some clients that I don't think want to move to the island anymore because they didn't think about what happens if there's an emergency, or just a weather concern. Now, for me, I actually like it when we have these things. Now, I don't like the damage that it does, and there's a lot of things that I do not wish upon anyone ever, given, I lost a house to a wildfire that I had to flee from. Not the best thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life, and I never want to see anyone ever go through that type of pain. But we're going to keep this positive, not to diminish what other people are going through, and natural disasters are, well, I was lucky enough to survive one. But living on an island, I got 3 days where I didn't really have to do anything. The internet was out, the cell was out. Now I did have Starlink, so I was still technically connected to the world, but nobody else was, so I got a 3-day holiday, and I actually like it, being a little bit isolated. So something to think about if you're considering living on an island, not just specific to Roatan. You can Utila, any of the Bay Islands, Grand Cayman, anywhere that can be slightly isolated, or the Florida Keys. And something else about Roatan that I also think is nice, we have the Cayman Trench, which you can't see it, but we have nice deep water. I'm about 100 feet above sea level right now, so we do have a lot of natural storm protections. Doesn't mean there's developers that are just taking away all the trees and all the mangroves and things of that nature, and so we're doing some things to ourselves that are going to make storms worse. But that's a whole nother topic for another video. So if you are thinking about moving to Roatan, Honduras, are you okay with technically or potentially being stuck on the island during COVID? Hopefully we never have another global pandemic. I was stuck on the island for 108 days away from at the time, my 5-year-old daughter. Not ideal. Hopefully we never have another global pandemic. But these are some things to think about. Or this weekend, I got to spend 3 days with my kids. We got to do whatever the heck we wanted, and Starlink worked. So, hey, it was awesome. We made a lot of food and had a lot of good times. It's not a one-fits-all answer, and it just depends on what your comfort level is. So if you ever have any questions about buying or selling real estate in Roatan, Honduras, let me be your first call.